What if I told you that staying broke usually isn't about how much money you make? People earning over $100,000 a year who still live paycheck to paycheck. At the same time, there are people making half that amount who steadily build wealth year after year. The difference isn't luck. It isn't intelligence. And it definitely isn't working harder. The biggest difference is habits. Small financial decisions repeated every single day quietly shape your future. Most people don't wake up one morning and realize they're broke because of one terrible decision. Instead, they slowly become broke because of hundreds of tiny decisions that seem harmless in the moment. Buying one extra coffee, ignoring one bill, using one more credit card swipe, delaying one investment. Over time, these habits compound, just like investing does. The scary part? Many people don't even realize they're doing it. Today, we're going to uncover the 7 money habits that quietly keep millions of stuck financially. If you recognize yourself in any of these habits, don't worry. The goal isn't to make you feel guilty. The goal is to help you break the cycle before it costs you years of financial progress. Let's get started. Habit number 1. Living above your means. This is the biggest reason so many people struggle financially, and surprisingly, it has very little to do with income. Think about this. Imagine 2 neighbors. One earns $55,000 a year. The other earns $150,000. Most people assume the second person must be wealthier. But what if the first neighbor drives a reliable used car, cooks most meals at home, invests every month, and avoids unnecessary debt? The second neighbor leases a luxury SUV, upgrades every new iPhone, takes expensive vacations, and finances almost everything. Who is actually building wealth? Probably the first neighbor. Income creates opportunity. Lifestyle determines whether that opportunity becomes wealth. One of the biggest financial traps is something called lifestyle inflation. Every time your income increases, your spending increases too. You get a raise. Instead of investing it, you upgrade your apartment. You buy a newer car. You increase your monthly subscriptions. You start eating out more often. Your higher salary disappears. You feel just as broke as before. This happens because humans naturally adjust to a higher standard of living. What once felt luxurious quickly becomes normal. And once it feels normal, it's incredibly difficult to go backwards. The result? No matter how much more money you earn, you never actually get ahead. Here's a simple rule many financially successful people follow. Spend less than you earn, even after you get a raise. Instead of upgrading your lifestyle every time your paycheck grows, upgrade your investments. Upgrade your savings. Upgrade your financial security. Because real wealth isn't about looking rich. It's about having options. It's about sleeping peacefully, knowing an unexpected expense won't destroy your finances. It's about freedom, not appearances. Habit number 2. Buying things to impress other people. Here's a difficult truth. Most people aren't buying products anymore. They're buying approval. Think about social media. Every day we're surrounded by people showing luxury vacations, designer clothes, new cars, beautiful homes, expensive restaurants. It creates the illusion that everyone is living an amazing financial life. But remember, social media usually shows purchases. It rarely shows payments. Someone may post a photo with a brand new luxury SUV. What you don't see is the $900 monthly payment, the expensive insurance, the maintenance costs, or the stress that comes with trying to afford it. Many people fall into something psychologists call status spending. Buying things mainly to appear successful. The problem is, status is expensive, and it's temporary. There will always be someone with a bigger house, a nicer car, a newer phone, a more expensive watch. Trying to impress everyone is a game you'll never win. Meanwhile, wealthy people often do something surprising. Many don't feel the need to show off. They understand that money invested quietly grows. Money spent to impress disappears forever. Think about Warren Buffett. Despite being one of the richest people in the world, he's famous for living relatively modestly compared to many billionaires. His focus has never been looking wealthy. His focus has been building wealth. The lesson isn't that you should never enjoy your money. Of course you should. The lesson is to spend on things that genuinely improve your life, not on things designed to impress strangers you'll probably never meet again. Before making any expensive purchase, ask yourself one simple question. Would I still buy this if nobody else ever saw it? If the answer is no, it's probably an emotional purchase rather than a financial one. Learning the difference can save you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Habit number 3. Waiting to start investing. One of the biggest financial myths is this: I'll start investing when I make more money. It sounds reasonable, but in reality, it's one of the most expensive mistakes you can make. Here's why. Imagine two friends. Sarah starts investing at age 25. She invests just $300 a month into a diversified index fund. James waits until he's 35 because he wants to get his finances together first. Both invest consistently after they begin. Even if James contributes more money later, Sarah often ends up with significantly more wealth simply because she gave her investments an extra 10 years to grow. That's the power of compound growth. Your money earns returns. Then those returns begin earning returns. Over decades, the snowball gets bigger and bigger. That's why the wealthy aren't just working for money. They're letting their money work for them. Unfortunately, many people wait for the perfect time. After the next raise, after paying off one more bill, after buying a house, after the holidays, after next year. But the perfect time rarely comes. The longer you wait, the harder your money has to work to catch up. The good news? You don't need thousands of dollars to begin. Even investing $50 or $100 a month consistently is better than waiting years to invest larger amounts. The habit matters more than the amount. Building wealth isn't about making one giant investment. It's about making hundreds of small investments over many years. Time in the market usually beats trying to perfectly time the market. Habit number 4. Depending on credit cards for everyday living. Credit cards aren't automatically bad. In fact, when used responsibly, they can provide convenience, rewards, and consumer protections. The problem starts when credit cards become a way to afford a lifestyle your income can't support. Think about it. Every swipe feels small. Dinner tonight, new shoes, a streaming subscription, an online sale. Because you're not handing over cash, it doesn't always feel like spending, but eventually the bill arrives. And if you can't pay the full balance, interest begins working against you. Instead of your investments compounding, your debt compounds. Imagine carrying a balance month after month. You're paying for purchases long after the excitement of buying them has disappeared. That's money that could have gone towards savings, investing, or building an emergency fund. One helpful habit is to treat your credit card like a debit card. If you don't already have the money in your bank account, don't put it on the card. That simple mindset can help prevent years of unnecessary debt. Financial freedom isn't about having a high credit limit. It's about needing less borrowed money in the first place. Habit number 5. Not having an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down. Medical bills appear unexpectedly. The air conditioner stops working in the middle of summer. You lose your job. Unexpected expenses aren't a matter of if, they're a matter of when. Without an emergency fund, even a relatively small surprise can become a financial crisis. Many people end up relying on credit cards or personal loans simply because they don't have cash set aside. Then, one emergency turns into months or even years of debt. Think of an emergency fund as financial insurance. You hope you won't need it, but when you do, you'll be grateful it's there. A common goal is to build enough savings to cover 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. If that feels overwhelming, start much smaller. Aim for your first $500, then $1,000. Celebrate those milestones. Small wins build momentum. Keep your emergency savings in a separate account that's easy to access but not so convenient that you're tempted to spend it on non-emergencies. And remember, an emergency fund isn't for vacations. It's not for holiday shopping. It's not for impulse purchases. It's there to protect your future when life throws you an unexpected challenge. Having that financial cushion can reduce stress, prevent unnecessary debt, and give you time to make better decisions instead of rushed ones. Habit number 6. Never tracking where your money goes. Here's a simple question. If I asked you exactly how much you spent last month on food, entertainment, subscriptions, and shopping, could you answer without checking your bank account? For most people, the answer is no. And that's the problem. You can't improve what you don't measure. Many people think they're pretty good with money, but when they finally review their bank statements, they're shocked. It's not the big purchases causing the damage. It's the dozens of small ones. A $7 coffee, a $15 food delivery fee, a subscription you forgot to cancel, an impulse purchase during an online sale. Individually, they don't seem like much, but together they can add up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars every year. Successful people don't necessarily budget because they're obsessed with money. They budget because they want their money to reflect their priorities. Think of your money like employees working for you. If you never check what your employees are doing, they'll waste time. Your dollars work the same way. Every dollar should have a job. Some pay your bills. Some build your emergency fund. Some are invested for your future. Some are meant to be enjoyed. The key is making those choices intentionally instead of wondering where your paycheck disappeared. You don't need a complicated spreadsheet. You don't need expensive software. Even spending 10 minutes each week reviewing your spending can completely change your financial awareness. Because awareness creates control, and control creates wealth. Habit number 7. Thinking rich people are just lucky. This habit doesn't affect your bank account directly. It affects your mindset. And your mindset influences every financial decision you make. Many people believe wealthy individuals were simply born into the right family, had better connections, or got incredibly lucky. Yes, luck can play a role, but focusing only on luck becomes an excuse. It convinces you that your actions don't matter. The truth is, most financially successful people share similar habits. They save consistently. They invest regularly. They keep learning. They avoid unnecessary debt. They think long-term. They make mistakes, but they learn from them instead of repeating them. Building wealth usually isn't about one brilliant decision. It's about making good decisions over and over again. Small choices, repeated consistently. Imagine improving your finances by just 1% every day. One less unnecessary purchase, one extra investment, one financial book, one smarter decision. Those tiny improvements don't seem impressive today, But over 5, 10, or 20 years, they can completely transform your financial future. Your habits become your lifestyle. Your lifestyle becomes your results. That's why changing your financial future starts long before your bank balance changes. It starts with changing your daily behavior. Every single one of these habits can be changed. You don't have to fix everything today. Just pick one habit from this list and improve it this week. Maybe you cancel an unused subscription. Maybe you start investing for the first time. Maybe you build your first $500 emergency fund. Maybe you simply track every dollar you spend for the next 7 days. Small actions create momentum. Momentum creates discipline. And discipline creates financial freedom. Remember, becoming wealthy isn't about making one perfect decision. It's about making thousands of better decisions over time. Your future self is built by the choices you make today. So make today's choice count. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical personal finance tips that can help you build wealth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.